That will never doubt it. Yes. Space Beauties gets himself finally a League 9 challenger. Congratulations. Well done. Let's see how that pays off. Push it up. Push it up. Look at that. Look at that. Because first there was a refurbishment where they replaced the convertible backlit cylinder, left rear motor, box cylinder, switches, relays, power retractable antenna, weather stripping, and the cylinders that were terrible soft top. You can really say I thought my ears are trained to pick that up. That's not where the cord goes. Where did it go? What? Then they refurbished it, where they replaced the center steering wheel, master cylinder, portion valves, brake booster, check valve, front brake pads, no brake hose, cylinders, shoes, and hardware. First ever multi-machine trailer, and that was a refurbishment. Well, there's a flow experience after selling that. Do not overlook that trailer. It's a full breakdown.
There they go. Learning a lot about this track.
Everyone has a minor disaster trying to get back into it, where they replace the headlamp and dimmer switches, turn signal, flash and relays, ignition, cylinder, and key, door panels, T-roof, veneer, carbon strut liners, and that is where it finally sat. Until they refurbished it, where they replaced the alternator and battery, distributor vacuum, advance, fan clutch, air filter. Little bit of contact.
They're close enough they couldn't get the draft.
It's the tightest on Laguna Seca I have ever seen 4 cars drive ever. Oh, he puts his nose in it. And he's clear. I agree with every word he said, which is why this is so fucking awesome. $55,000 for the Continental convertible. A Continental convertible that is not any longer the same Continental convertible. And maybe so, on Future Race 2, you guys will set up, and I will talk about what we're doing. Ooh, is that what we're doing? Wait a second. What have I done? Yep, all right, well. Duffy looking for the room to get this pass in, but eats the barrier. Drivers were advancing the session. Pull in and wait in your stalls. Pete, you're advancing the session. Drivers, wait in your stall for the pit stall. It's called stall. Or a stable. Big boy. Mike's coming up. Tonight on Tonight We Race, we're back and we race. And I'm pretty sure that I just made all the dogs go off barking upstairs because I'm enthusiastic about racing today.
Clump, 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 clump.
Shode, how you doing?
Doing all right.
Happy being back on the stage of history?
It is some history.
What is going on here already? Let's hide the cam and figure out what the hell is happening on Pod 4. Conan!
Hey, everybody.
Four souls on the stage of history.
The first thing you're probably going to notice about the Cold Open today is it's multi-class.
Oh, my tires are.
But what are the cars?
Well, we've got an entire slide deck that talks about that kind of stuff. If we go through the content now, we're not going to have any content once we get in between the segments. But for the record, anybody who's watching hopefully recognizes the smooth guided missile outlines of the Formula V versus the Spec
Thank you,
Ford
Scotty
Racer,
Nash.
which has approximately twice the horsepower.
Yeah, that was everybody.
Not quite twice the weight, and so this is not an even class running here.
And looks like a brick with wheels.
from the front, it
Well,
looks
the
like a
warm-up lap
shovel
where
with
you get
wheels. So
walled by the boss.
let's go get some quality time with
why
the
it's a
Space Beauties
warm-up.
display here.
Warm up your expectations.
If it's a lap with bots.
My
it's a
least
lap with
favorite
crashes.
section of Lime Rock, followed by my most favorite section of Lime Rock.
Oh God.
Oh, and he navigates the turnaround in the middle of the chicane.
So barely avoided you there.
Yeah, I heard a little
Drama Cam says, Pod 4. Conan staying right on the tail of that Spec Ford until the straightaway gets him.
Hey, buddy.
We believe he can turn in sharper, but
Yeah,
bounces more.
Yeah, that is sharper. I think there is something there, though.
I have a feeling that Race Control would like to have a word with Conan.
I admit, no fault. I was pushed off the track by a slower, inferior car.
You may notice that we have a telemetry display up tonight. One of our drivers is that's Conan. Sorry, one of our drivers is out on injured reserve for the evening.
Please
So we
observe my
have
black flag.
dedicated iRacing stats up
You got a
tonight.
heart rate
That's the
monitor?
service
You wear a
that
heart
we
rate
provide
monitor
here.
today?
Am I mistaken, or was this an open qualifier? This is an open qualifier, right?
It was supposed to be.
I feel like
Goodness.
we should check on those things before launching.
Oh my god.
You know, with having thrown in the Race Lab telemetry this season and not mandating having the standard telemetry up, I actually cannot tell you how many seconds are left in this session. I guess we'd actually have to go goose the telemetry computer.
45 seconds.
Let's not do that at the moment. Let's check in with Drama Machine
Well, I
down
don't
here.
think
What are you
anyone's
doing?
45 seconds left.
Look, I got picked off by somebody, and then I got a black flag, and now I have a meatball, and now I have a yellow flag.
He's going for the record.
Everyone's
flag left
from the
for you.
back.
Tonight on Tonight We Race, we collect flags.
Gotta catch them all. And yield time.
And proximity alert. What a day you're having. Oh, that's another V. You
UN
can't. No, you
building
got to
over
go get him. You can't let that stand. Oh, I really admire people that honor their flags. Holy crap! They put your stall right there. It's kind of a dick move.
All right.
Really enjoy the way they say "Okay, go" as they put me up on blocks. I'm like, oh, as if you fixed my car already.
I got a sweet lap.
Drama on.
I got no lap whatsoever.
I got no lap at all. I didn't even get a
Well, they
whiff
have to
of a
put
lap.
back of the car up too.
And that's the end of the quali,
I
so
got
everybody's
fun
going to
and
pull
P1
in
every
here.
lap.
Since this race doesn't really count for anything important, we actually don't care where they qualify, but it's going to make the rolling
guys should have
start
done
quite
better.
interesting.
Just created a.
I should
How'd
have
they
done
do?
better. That is a good idea.
Well,
I'm going to be honest. After an entire season of racing with most of these individuals, I'm seeing a little bit more bloodlust out on the track than
Wait,
than
do we have
previous
damage
seasons.
on?
just a little bit.
I think we definitely have damage on because I had to go back to the pits to get repaired.
Yeah, there's usually
Are you sure you didn't have to go back to the pits to get repaired because they hate you?
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Say what?
I don't think they like you.
Oh, I mean that's also completely fair. If the robots are mad at me, it shows that I'm doing my job well.
Trust me, if damage was turned on, there would have been so much swearing in this room, we would have had to turn down the mics.
Why do we get the black flag?
I'm pretty sure damage
meatballs
on
then.
Because I definitely had my cars get damaged beyond repair multiple times.
Really?
Yep.
In the quali?
In the quali. Damage is on, boys. You know what that means.
No one's finishing
Doesn't
this
seem
race.
like the sort of thing to
I'm
do to
not
them.
finishing the race.
Damage on, bets off.
I mean, I didn't touch it.
I didn't touch it. And if you didn't touch it and I didn't touch it,
We're all
that
in the
means
back.
that no one touched it.
I very much
Yeah, we are.
enjoy that there's the universal truth of racing games that it is always impossible to get them to configure correctly.
It has to be, otherwise it's not a good racing game.
We did impose a parade lap
There's
on
a-
you. I apologize.
There's a Ford back here with us.
Here we are, the real deal, the cold open race
Let's get some
of the
crashes.
first episode.
I believe
Do you think that you can draw the cascades in throttle on your telemetry?
Derek asks if this is in fact still iRacing, and the answer, Derek, is yes, it is. We have just chosen to hide certain elements of the stock user interface and apply third-party overlays on top of them with some of the things
it
that
nice
we
to
think are more interesting and more reasonable.
Are we waiting for someone to grid?
Who are we waiting for
Oh,
to
there we
grid
go.
in here?
No, not anymore.
Everyone is gridded. There we go.
And now you can get into gear.
I was worried for a second.
As we have learned on previous episodes of Tonight We Race, the parade lap cannot possibly lead to tragedy, lost friendships, or disaster.
Oh, this is pain.
Oh,
I'm just-
God.
I'm going out on the grass.
They thoughtfully put all the spec
That's like,
Ford
this is a rolling
racers in
start. I
front.
was like, okay, restart, go. Nope.
I'm making up tons of
I think the
positions.
drama's going to be right about there.
Everything's great,
Porsche
nice
doing
and
on track?
calm.
That's me.
The proximity detector is
I really
inexplicably
enjoy
going
that
off.
for some reason this car likes to drop out of gear.
R34, you gotta go forward one.
I'm
Whenever
trying.
you- Number 4, what are you doing?
I'm trying.
Conan, are you granny shifting?
This
gotta be
is
double
nothing
clutching.
but gravel
You're not
flying
double
everywhere.
clutching.
A double clutching
I
like
swear to God, my car drops out of gear and it is the worst.
The beauty of this situation is that when that shifter broke, I sent it home with Conan for repairs.
Oh, yeah, if it
So
doesn't
you're
work,
saying
it's
he
on
did
you.
it to himself?
No, it's the shifter works just fine. It's that the
Getting these cars in gear.
decides that I'm out of gear and leaves me in neutral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine does that.
Sounds
all
like
the time,
Volkswagen
too.
things.
Yeah,
No,
there's
clutch
a,
right, it'll do it.
yeah, if you don't do the clutch right and you gotta like rev master these things.
I think my marching band teacher would
That's
like
the
to have
one
a word
problem
with
with
these
Sim
folks.
is when you don't get it in gear, it doesn't actually break.
Parade
you.
right.
That's right.
Hateful little machines.
Well, that was relatively drama-free, so let's see what
Here we
happens when
go.
the pace car rolls off.
Now I understand why people pull a tear off at the same.
Green, 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 off they go.
Oh, no.
That's a lot of...
Why?
Wow.
So bad.
Why?
What is
Yeah,
going
mine-
on out
mine
there?
Don't go into gear now.
That's a lot of
There we go.
swerving.
Holy crap.
That's a lot of brake smoke.
Look at all the
Alright.
smoke. Oh, God.
Come from behind.
Goals keeping it together. Proximity alerts going off there, but in
Oh
the
my
places
God,
you'd
what's going on?
expect. Oh, this is good. This is good.
Minor incident, everything's fine.
I hurt my head.
Oh, that's tight.
My car is completely broken.
There's an incident just everywhere. Everywhere is an incident.
I'm getting towed.
He wants me to pit for repairs. I mean, I think I can technically drive.
Nice
Yeah.
and tidy through that.
The sizes are just about right that you can imagine that the Spec Ford Racer is really just a Formula
David
V with a bunch of
LeMecho, would you
fiberglass sheathed over it.
please?
I just mounted him.
And someone took a sledgehammer to the top of the roll bar.
And you don't have
It's fine, boys.
I made it through most of the first turn.
Thanks, Derek. I appreciate that. We were one of the things that consistently came up between seasons is like let's just be honest here. The iRacing UI is about 15 years old. Oh goodness. Well, there you go. We have Formula V's eating Spec Ford racers, which on Lime Rock are about 5 seconds faster on average.
Oh wow.
That was some iRacing stuff. Two Formula cars touch wheels. One of them gets thrown 200 yards into the air.
The other does nothing.
Yeah, the other continues like nothing happened.
The other, for a brief moment, had more downforce. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed that shift again.
I can't believe I'm here, given I was just airborne like a corner ago.
Yeah, that was a good recovery.
Oh gosh.
Uh-oh, not like this.
Oof.
Oh wow, alright, we're making up some time.
Well, I hated everything about that, but it turned
Yep.
out okay.
This is gonna be really interesting.
We're gonna go 4 wide.
Oh no, why is it coming out of the mist?
Get wrecked.
Expect to drive the
Or not.
pace car
Wow.
port instead.
They've discovered discipline or something. What's going on here?
Q-Tran just pushed me out of the corner there. Oh god, no, it's one of the Formula Fords.
I am liking the proximity alarm, but I think that we should tune it based on car chassis because that location makes a lot of sense for a Formula car with a
Dear
halo. And
Angela, go get Conan, please.
I think I'd be pretty annoyed in the V where there's nothing in front. Oh God!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Wow, the rest of us flinched in our seats.
It's literally everyone ducks in the room.
Holy crap.
That was, yeah, I dodged that one, but...
Oh, feeling a little spicy. My
Landed
goodness.
on my wheels.
That one
I need a moment.
The jumps out of me.
Right.
And somehow I took
This
no damage.
this stream not sponsored by Liquid Death, but it might as well be after that. God.
Damn it, I got a meatball.
Yeah. Hits aren't too bad. You get to stop driving these things for a minute.
Oh, you just have to go through the pits. They don't actually, like, fix them.
Derek says
No,
nice
the-
ramp.
You do. You gotta go in for repair.
It is quite pointy
Like
from the
35
front.
seconds.
All of these are great. Right? These are great shovel cars.
Yeah. An angled brick.
All right, where's the party here? Space Beauties is in clear air. Look at that. So those goals. Conan, on the other hand, is taking creative lines through the chicane.
I don't, I'm just collecting the flags again. Somebody decided to leave their car parked in the middle of the racetrack, and
And they meatballed you. You've been
my car
meatballed.
did not appreciate. They meatballed me for that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The meatball is your car.
It's just- the
Screwed
meatball
up.
is fuck you specifically. Please come in.
You'd think this was an IKEA, how many meatballs are going around?
Oh, that's goals, ladies and gentlemen. Pod 3.
I enjoyed that.
It was good for a moment.
Starting to see the blue flags now.
Let others buy. I like these new flag indicators. This is pretty good.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Do you think my pit crew appreciates it when I rev the engine when they take the rear wheels off?
Yeah.
Little axle
did.
spinning.
Watch your fingers.
But you gotta be quick
Clean
with
your
that-
helmet. That's
that
just
gun.
gross.
Oh, we have a button for that.
We
I didn't
do.
even have
I
to
don't
go to
remember
my
which
pit
one it
box.
is.
Right-hand side, top
figured
cluster, top
By
button.
going through the
Why am I the only one that
Oh,
remembers
you're able to
buttons?
do
I
a
don't
drive-thru?
drive here.
yeah.
I had
Neither do
damage.
I.
I had to stop.
Well, I had the meatball and it. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Goals in a healthy
What's the
pack.
bounty on the Formula V in first?
Using the arguably superior cornering of the V at low speed. But being nudged from behind? What happened there? Ah, that happened there.
Ah,
It's a shame you don't have anything to
Moment of
throw at
truth
number
on
10
two.
as you go by.
That was bullshit.
All these open cockpits like
Yeah, Lauren just.
One of
took
the
you
Molotov
out.
cocktails.
just throw the flag at him.
I suppose accidental plug for GTA 6 potentially dropping this year.
Eh.
Not for PC, the assholes.
The bot that's been behind me for the last 10 laps. just
The
ran
problem
me
with
for some
GTA
reason.
6, or
Thank you.
Rockstar in general in this context, is
Ted.
people
Hi,
will buy it
that's
twice. People are going to buy it once on the console, and they're
iRacing
going to play the
AI
game
is the
through.
strongest argument
And
I've
then it's
seen
going to
yet
drop on
for,
PC. They're
the
going to launch
sentience of
GTA
AI and
Online
being
in the new
anti-human.
engine,
Yeah.
and people are going to buy it a second time.
Just hate.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Why is he
No,
still
there was,
sliding?
There was
What
no
was
reason
that?
for it to do what
Rear
it did.
view
but it
on that
ruined both
was
of our, Well, I can't say
great.
ruined my race because something else already ruined my race, but it ruined my recovery.
Questionable safety on that entrance.
How'd you come out of that one, John?
Well, I don't think damage is on.
No, I don't
Because
think so
I'm
either.
fine.
Yeah. I fell into the wrong gear there, and the car just went around.
Wrong one.
Oh, that was you.
There we go.
Three
I
is
wanted
you.
to see the chicane.
Yeah, I was the
Look
one
how
that spun in
smooth that
front of you
is.
there. Or I'm number one.
Very
yeah,
nice.
TWR3.
Swearing in the background.
I gave that
Everyone
big
chooses the
speech in
same
Discord
color scheme.
earlier today about how you can always tell who's having a bad time by the actuators before anything else happens. Today it's the swearing.
I will probably modify mine for the next race.
Yeah.
They say you cut the course.
Fords are just too fast.
Oh my goodness. How many times have you pit today, pal?
You know, I was told the damage would be off, and I drove accordingly.
But damage is off.
It is not off.
It is off, I promise
You can crash hard enough.
You would have not survived that if
Yeah,
damage
I
was
think
on. They'd
damage
be
is
telling
off,
you to
like,
bring it in.
There's
If you get
definitely
flipped,
like,
you have to go back to the pit.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went like airborne twice.
Yeah, I went airborne, and then my brakes stopped working.
Yeah, I had to get repaired. My car was undrivable. So,
Yeah,
and it
my
was like
screen went
go back
black.
through. It was like go back to repairs or go back to pit for repairs, and it made me do repairs.
Nice
Must be
catch,
something
goals.
I'm going to ignore repairs and see how hard my car operates when I hit the brakes.
That braking zone, buddy. Just because I'm in a Formula V doesn't mean I'm a bot. You can just ram me.
Sir, who are you addressing?
Just because I'm a soulless machine doesn't mean I don't have feelings.
Yeah, no, my car is definitely damaged. It does not.
That's so weird.
Pull it into the pit, man.
I think there's probably like a certain level of damage that even if damage is off, it still damages.
That's kind of what I'm coming to. is,
Yeah,
it's
there's
like-
still like race over. Well, no, 'cause we did Bathurst, and I had plenty of race over incidents. in
Yeah,
Bathurst.
yeah. No, there's
So there-
definitely something screwy with the game here.
Yeah.
Like it's doing something weird, because
How does
Maybe
your
there's like a
black
damage
flag
sensitivity,
disappear?
and it's like, you know,
Your black
it's
meatball
friendly,
flag?
but it's still catastrophic. I don't know. I don't play enough iRacing to say for sure.
We may have identified the hidden iRacing setting, which is fuck Conan specifically.
we found the Easter egg where Conan only has damage turned on to his car.
But
That's
only
correct.
when somebody isn't watching.
You gotta make sacrifices for the drama. It's a good story if I do something besides rage quit.
That's probably what it is. It's probably it's
I'm
in
just
this. It's in the script actually on page 1. It says, "Remember to turn damage on for Conan."
I'm wondering what's gonna happen when I try and turn left next time. Maybe it just takes a while to repair.
And I've seen
knows
cars
that.
like
Oh, ooh.
Oh, cut the course? Yes, sorry.
You
Golly.
just can't win with these marshals.
They're iRacers, Morty. I don't respect them.
Flags, literally flags everywhere. Every screen is flagging.
I really love the way that they are like.
Smooth.
I really enjoy the way they'll give you a black flag for running off the inside of the track to avoid an incident.
They think you've cut the track there. You'll have to give that back.
You have to give that time back, son.
Also, I love the way I just have a constant blue flag, even though there is nobody near me.
Same.
And back to hypermiling down the front straight. Do you think if I put the wheels on the white line, it improves the gas mileage? Do you think they modeled that in iRacing?
Promise you they did.
I'm sure they did.
I think that's also where the gravel lives.
It's a fine chalk. Wow.
I'm really looking forward to rearranging my brain with an SF23 car after this.
I'm really looking forward to rearranging Conan's brain with my SF24 Super.
Remember how last season we just always talked about how boring
control
Space
arm
Goonies
through
was
your
to watch? He's just like danced through like 45 separate collisions, just wandering through. It's like a tourist. It's like, oh wow, that looks bad. I'll be over
Watch
here.
out for Hugh Tran. He is mean.
Yeah, you got me twice.
He just got scrunched up on by a spec racer. He's not panicking. There's no. Oh, never mind.
Angela just came out of
Oh,
the
does he
pit and,
recover
like,
it? Oh,
yeah,
almost.
wiped the car.
I remember Angela from the GT4 season.
Yeah, Angela doesn't give. She
That's
gives no
iRacing's
quarter.
director of sales. Do not fuck with her.
No shit. She's trying to take you out.
Yeah, she thinks she's playing Twisted Metal.
My absolute favorite thing so far is that I just got the fastest lap of the session when I crossed the start-finish going backwards. Doing real good right today. I got distracted by something going on John's pod and drove off the track down the front straight and crashed.
I want to see the chicane through this. Throttle
Now,
off
the line
early.
still count.
Tight turn in.
Since I got that 107 in the box.
Not bad.
Can live with that.
These bots, man.
The refrain of the ship posters.
The speed difference is enough that they'll like dive up the inside into a braking zone and then just slam on the brakes and take their spot behind you.
Yeah, I'm watching
But,
that spec behind you. He's real hungry, I can tell. There they go.
What just happened?
I'm upside down, but my pit crew is letting me know that I'll have a wheel out of alignment, which might cause me to have less grip.
I think we missed something fun there.
Yeah, I reckon so, buddy.
This is a 5-pack about to roll through the chicane. I'm looking forward to this. Almost crawling up that other V's tailpipe there.
Odd 2 knows the 5Ds of iRacing.
Losing out to the acceleration. Wisely does not go outside for the brake zone with the blue V just hanging out
that's
there.
my car. That's why. Oh, you crazy man.
Take him out.
Does anyone have the time remaining dialogue still pulled up? How did we not put that on the HUD? I feel like that is an important hot fix for episode 2 is
There you go.
session
Mike's
time.
worst enemy.
Jesus.
Himself.
Goodness.
Oh, there's a car doing flips down the front straight and lagging in the process.
Oh God, he's dead. Is that blood? I liked goals. Oh, that's how you end your session?
Oh no.
Are we doing 2 different tracks tonight?
Back from whence he
Red Bull
came.
Ring in Suzuka.
I need to buy Red Bull Ring.
I think if you zoom in on pod 1, you might get it.
Did I literally
$150 million?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
$250
Well, no,
million.
that's the time up.
counting up to 15 minutes.
So you telling me there's a minute 30 left on the clock, or a minute 10 left on the clock?
So it would appear.
That'd be useful. Goals, that was a good race. You get first pick of drinks in the green room.
It was a good time.
I'm sorry.
long time.
I'm sorry
It was
that
a
you
good
ended it by dying.
Of all the times I've had,
Was it a
that
good
was certainly
time?
One, that was
Those roll
certainly
cages
one
are
of
probably pretty strong, right? Tube steel.
I saw a lot of wheels fly off when there was damage, so...
Well, so that's the weird thing about how iRacing does damage. When you have it turned off, the car and its model and its physics still go off and wheels fly everywhere, and then they just snap right back on.
There's like, what, one bar of steel there?
This is
Oh,
our
there,
our
what if we
last
kiss
lap
right now?
here.
I mean, you wouldn't
Space
be the first
Punies
one that's
in
raced.
the 13
Let's
slot.
get our wheels interlocked. Interlock.
Oh!
Was that good enough?
And that's how we went from 13 to 14.
Finish backwards across the finish line.
Nice job. Pack it in. Have a
I like
drink.
my Heidi spot at the.
Oh my God. Let's
It's not a cold open, it's a hot.
I
open.
was not expecting nearly as much drama as we got out of that. Let's do the show. Oh my God. Where's the thing? It's this no. Entire month passes and we forget how to use the damn thing. There we go. Do we have a cam there? We do have a cam there. Excellent. Welcome to Tonight We Race, Seattle's secret underground racing laboratory, where we are bad at literally everything we do as a service. The thing that you just saw is what we're calling the Rookie Rides multi-class, which consists of the Formula V, which itself consists of basically a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle and its internals ripped out and placed inside a little aerodynamic missile shell.
Missile.
This is more like a ramp.
Well, the other one's the ramp.
Keeps the original, the engine and power characteristics, 60 horsepower-ish, keeps the 4-speed manual transmission, which is why we have those fancy 8-gate trannies back out there. But notably has absolutely zero aerodynamic force whatsoever, and so it handles exactly the same at 100 miles an hour, if you can get it to 100 miles an hour, as it does at 15 miles an hour, in stark contrast to some things that you're going to see very shortly here. They were up against, and the rules were for today that if you own an H-gate shifter, you had to roll in the V, and obviously everyone here has an H-gate shifter for our local drivers. Everybody else was in the Spec Ford Racer, which is a common upgrade from karting in a number of different countries. It's got about twice the power of the Formula B, but it also has approximately twice the weight. But at the end of the day, where straights are concerned, it is significantly more powerful. And you saw the results of that on the track, which is the Tonight We Race favorite home track, Lime Rock Park in beautiful Connecticut. It's about 1.5 miles of gentle hills and undulation. And my personal favorite turn in motorsport, the uphill chicane complex at turns 5 and 6. The cool thing about Lime Rock and its configuration is that it's not about if you have to do a chicane, it's whether you have to do the one at 5, 6, 7, or you get to do the one at 8. Either way, there's always exciting, spicy elevation changes in racing in Lime Rock Park, and the track is notably not large enough to really accommodate anything larger than a spec, although you occasionally see lower GT classes run around on it. So we love it. It's a great learning track. Everything you need to learn about motor racing, you can probably learn on Lime Rock in one of the cars that we brought tonight. And that brings us to the news for the evening. Did I tell you what the news is? Have you seen the news slides?
No.
I don't even know. What are the news slides for tonight? Hey!
Oh!
iRacing's big competitor. Well, that's actually an interesting thing in and of itself. There are a lot of people that think that they are the premier motorsport experience in simulation gaming these days. Assetto Corsa, which of course had their original title and then Competizione, has released their new title, Evo, which is supposed to be the absolute best that GT racing has to offer, with high-fidelity tracks and high-fidelity cars and a high-fidelity experience. Of course, it was released as high-fidelity early access, and so it is not quite ready for prime time. I believe the count when last we looked was something like five tracks available and 20 cars available. It's focused on a very, very different set of things, and they've evolved a different set of things over the years versus iRacing. But it is the other big name out there, and some people have asked, no fewer than literally every driver in this room has asked at one point or another, are we going to run AC as our game here? And so we reached out to the fine people at Kuno Simulazione, and we said, is there going to be a commercial or professional version of this game available? And they said, no. And so that's about as far as that conversation is going to go. It's early access. Anything can happen. You never know. We race what is compatible with what we need to do here. And for the moment, that's iRacing. And that will stay true probably for the next couple of seasons. Flight simulation things in the background notwithstanding. So moving on. Let's talk about the standings. And to talk about the standings, you probably need to know exactly what we're talking about. Tonight We Race operates in a league format. We are 4-week seasons, and there are 2 feature races within each of those nights, which means that there are 8 races in total where the drivers, both remote and local, are fighting for standings. And I believe that we have something that introduces them right now. Local driver number 1, who is currently on injured reserve, and I also don't happen to have any clip art for, is Mr. Goat, who is currently hiding over in the Discord channel on one of our remote berths tonight. Welcome, Mr. Goat. We're glad to have you, and we hope to see you actually here in person next week so you can compete in your challenges locally. Returning from Season 1 in Pod 2 is Space Punies, resplendent in his Bjork hat that if we ask him nicely, he will actually wear to a race for us. In Pod 3 is Goals, also returning from Season 1, and Goals is known for, I'd say, his hot takes in the middle of the race and somehow not crashing as a result of them. So we're hopefully going to see a little bit more of that. I'm hearing a lot of actuator movement back there, which probably means that the next practice session has started up in earnest, which is good. And then finally, getting my butt out of the way here, in Pod 4, returning is Conan, otherwise known as Zen, otherwise known as the Tonight We Race local mechanic, who does some spot repairs on some of our gear for us. And as you may be able to tell from the pictures here, all these fine gentlemen are bikers first and race car drivers second, and so that makes things much more entertaining for us. There's no pretty or convenient way to put this together, and so you're just going to see the ugly spreadsheet raw here. We are running a 13, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 scoring configuration, and so it is important that you finish, but it is also more important that you strive for a podium here in this season. I am not going to make any predictions or any sort of thing that might bias how the season is going to go here, but I have my suspicions of who's going to be where by the end of this, and let's talk about what's coming. It's feature race number 1. What are we doing for feature race number 1? It's an actual question. I actually don't know. So last season, we put the Tuesday crew in different cars every week, and we put the Wednesday crew in the same car every week. And the Wednesday crew probably got a considerably better learning experience out of that consistency than the Tuesday crew did. And so we chose to replicate that from season 1. So this season, we are going to be racing every feature race in the Super Formula SF23. Super Formula is a Japanese regional formula, but if you need to kind of map it to something else, then you could consider it somewhere in between Formula 2 and Formula 1. The Super Formulas race mostly Japanese national tracks with a couple of exceptions, and this is the 2023 variant, which is, of course, faster than the 2019 variant, which is, of course, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Notably, the Super Formula SF23 is constructed on the same basic chassis as the Super Formula Light, which is its underclass. And so if you have experience on the Light, a lot of that is applicable to the SF23, with the exception that the ridiculous Toyota or Honda turbo 4-cylinder engine is substantially more powerful, and the turbo packs substantially higher of a wallop. And while you may have infinite braking force available to you at speed, you have very little accelerating force in first and second gear when not at speed, as people are discovering contemporaneously behind me right now. Ooh. Ooh. When you hear that little deet-to-deet, that means someone took their hands off the wheel and
Oh, no, there was a wheel flying on that screen. But no damage.
For the first feature race, we are taking our drivers to where else but Suzuka International Raceway, which is actually usually the first and last race of the season for the Super Formula. We absolutely adore Suzuka. It is, at least in my personal pantheon of tracks, up there with Spa as far as Formula tracks are concerned. It is just a track of pure joy. It has one of everything, including a whole bunch of things that no other track has. I'm going to point a couple of those out here for you right now. The first of which is a Ferris wheel. The first of which
is that 13? Or?
At full race pace, you might expect after the front straight that you need to slow down for turn 1, and the reality is no, you do not at all. You need to be trail braking through the entrance to turn 2, which, if you've never done that before at 150 miles an hour, is absolutely terrifying. There is the hairpin at turn 11 with the wide runoffs, which catches people off guard constantly. And furthermore, you need to accelerate out of in second gear, which is absolutely lethal on these particular cars. And then the complex of turn 13, which is a pair of decreasing radius left-handers, leads out into the back straight. And I call it a straight because turn 14 at that speed isn't really a turn, all things considered. And with that and those brief explanations, that's too far. Let's actually get people sorted out. It looks like we've got everybody out there in their practice pods. How long would you say they've been out there now? 5 minutes?
Probably.
How much practice do you want to give them?
I think they're ready to go.
Maybe if you put a little more.
I feel like in the unscripted version of this process, which is what we're doing this season versus the first season, I talk a lot more than my co-host. What things are we not answering here? What questions do you have?
On this lap?
Not much. I think the hairpin will be fun to watch, not to drive. And then the wavy bits in turns 5 through, 8.
Showed, if I recall, you were here for the development work on the SF23.
Are
so
these
you've
qualifying
driven
tires?
Yes.
No such thing.
Point taken.
Yep.
As he drain wandered in, hello. We can't use that name. That's a copyright. But we are here both for what you mean and also potentially later that game if they do some actuator implementations. So I think I'm good. I think you should hit the button on the quali.
I think I'm going to hit the button.
All right. Good luck, everyone. You now officially need it.
If I can manage 143.69s the whole time, I'll be very happy.
This was a lot easier when I didn't feel like the rig.
Shoot, that's still online, Ron.
But yeah, you haven't experienced these on the. Kind of scary, huh?
There we go. We've identified the first hole in the unscripted process, which is that we don't send the co-host over to cycle the sessions. Static start and NPC drivers, and how exciting is this start going to be? I'm actually going to answer that question for you right now on the full camera. The answer is 1, yes, static start, and there's a reason for that, which is that the SF23 has a form of launch control. It's not launch control in the way that you might traditionally consider it in your GT car or your personal vehicle. It's more of a rev limiter that kind of acts as launch control, and in my opinion, therefore, it is absolutely worthless as to what it is meant to do. And so, yes, I do expect a minor disaster at race start on the SF23. I like standing starts. I like rolling starts more, but I'm not the majority opinion on this one, so we try to mix it up a little bit. The second question there is, are there going to be NPC drivers? Wait a minute. Trap, you've co-hosted this before. You're cheating. Yes, we use NPC drivers in the cold open race, but by universal approval of our actual local and remote drivers, we do not use NPC or AI drivers in the feature races because they add way too much of a unpredictability factor at turn in and turn exit. They do not, despite being, I don't even want to bother with the quote fingers here, despite being quote unquote realistic drivers, they do not react the same way that humans do, and therefore a group that's kind of used to racing with each other and kind of predict how each other are going to react to those circumstances, it just throws everybody off, and it's no fun for anyone. And then finally, how exciting is the start going to be? Full exciting, full send. All right, we just advanced into quali?
Yep.
Excellent.
That is not good.
This is a lone qualifier, which means they're not going to be out there with their pals. And I believe we set this up to be a lone qualifier of a maximum of 10 minutes and one hot lap, just to keep things moving along tonight.
Do not forget your pit limiter.
I just turned that on by automatic.
You will get black flagged, and your quality will be toast.
Has anyone managed to get black flagged already? That doesn't look to be true. So we're following, I'm not going to say their names so they don't freak out here, but we are rolling through the S's.
I mean, I like to do my fastest lap on my out lap, but you do you.
Where's their mini track map? Is it hiding under their...
I think it's under the...
oh, it's
camera.
hiding on the display. Yeah, we got to move to the opposite side. That's my fault.
Tires on my out lap.
Yeah,
there's that right-hander that's going to lead into the left hand.
I like to do that, and then also
I like
crash
watching
on cold
Space
tires
Penis. It's so dramatic. You can narrate over it. Here's the extreme braking in front of it.
Full tank of gas. Have fun.
Okay.
Doesn't touch the apex, but doesn't lose it, and that's the important part. You
But
can
didn't
see,
leave it at second.
and you can see the feathered throttle in our new input history display that we're running here now.
So fancy.
Here's the compound left-hander that I dislike intensely. You need to brake twice for this one, in my opinion, and then on to the straight.
The last time I drove to
We're going to rip through 14, and the input I have for you on turn 14 is do not lift. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
No, that was
175, 177, no lift, beautiful.
Here, however.
Yeah, and notice that we're now doing 40 miles an hour again. It's 130 miles an hour disappearing off the clock on almost no time whatsoever. And Space Puny's coming around to the starting line for his actual hot lap, so we're going to let him go.
Nice to have options.
Not like that. My options are somewhere in there or sandbag to the back.
That rattle on Conan's pod is now becoming pronounced.
Look at all these people that have shown up to watch like 6 jabronis.
That's loud enough to be consistent. You want to take a look for it? We're going to check in here on...
Already invalidated my flyer.
Goals lap.
Hell yeah.
Is it the stick? All right, we can ignore that.
Just
then.
keeping the car in 4th gear through the S's.
Yeah.
That probably means that when I installed it over the weekend, it was not torqued down properly, which is a problem we can fix very quickly when we are not in the thick of it.
Terribly done.
Dare I mess with the Stream Deck settings in the middle of the session? I don't think that we should. I think we should let it go.
Oh, I spun, but I stayed on the track.
That's a wall.
They don't let you through there.
My like relative timer.
Good evening, Patrick. I'm just going to go ahead and call people what they show up as here in YouTube. That seems like the safest thing to do. If you want me to call you by the other name, just say so. Sounds kind of ominous, doesn't it? Should I'm giving you the wheel. I'm going hunting that with a wrench. I'll be right back.
All right. Now Zoidberg's the popular one. Everyone's still on the course right now. That's actually surprising. But it's checkered flags.
Oh no!
I'll take the 145 with a spin.
I got a huge slide.
It's
getting on
actually in the
power
barrel
onto
of the
front
shifter.
straight, and it cost me about a second.
Because you're still in first.
That's super funny.
The history of the we're never getting
no
away from
way.
it. We are
Yeah,
never
no
getting
way.
away
Yep,
from this derpy
You are
shifter.
in first.
Look at that! Oh, we've got some
Right,
quality
that's
times
a
up there.
lap.
Looks like
Derek, you
Ted
slid
up
it to
top.
145.
Conan just behind him.
that better than
Is this a good time
you make that
to
mine
tell
for
everybody
some
that
reason.
the track record in a Super Formula on Suzuka is
I
137.8?
messed up the bus stop.
I don't think I ever went off track.
I don't think they care.
I don't think they heard.
Oh, well, then we'll
We're all
we'll
very
start
content with our
slipping
lack
that
of
into
skill, thank you very
conversation
much.
briefly.
There's like 1 or 2 spots on the track where if you just go like a millimeter over, it'll.
It's like
it'll
almost
invalidate.
everybody got
Yeah.
a real call
Coming
on that.
like going under the bridge. That
There's the
like,
Ferris
that's
wheel
really easy just to get like
as advertised.
just off.
It should advance if everyone's finished their qualifying time. It
Man,
should
my wrists are
advance
sore
on
just
its
from
own. Yelmel is Yelmel through. You
Six
want to
laps.
ping him in Discord?
It's gonna be physical.
A different car.
No, John joined the Red Bull ring because it was showed up and then I looked over my shoulder and was like, "That's Red Bull."
Is anyone
You
still
can
out
exit
on
it without
track?
withdrawing from it, I think. Oh, could you only be?
No, you can only be
haven't
one,
qualified
but I
yet.
think it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
They-
that's gonna
they
be a
may
problem.
be
We'll
just,
fix it. We'll have to fix it later.
Invalidated.
All right, we'll fix it. We'll figure something out. There you go. You can run pod 1. We'll figure it out.
I did hear at least 2 people.
You want to go
involved
give it a slash advance? I think it's hung up
There
on
was some
something.
some technical issues being dealt with here for something different. But
We had a local misjoin. We figured it out. We'll deal with it. One of the things that iRacing could definitely use that it does not have is some sort of central race orchestration functionality, which unfortunately it does not have. There we go. Now everybody's gridding in.
good luck.
Just took
I
a
entered
little
Austria
bit
without
of
one.
manual cajoling
luck,
there.
kids.
Here's that standing start we're talking about.
Standing.
I think it's
Oh shit! Really? You gotta
Good luck,
standing
everyone.
practice fucking
yeah.
This one's for
I've never done
points.
that.
thing? Me either.
Just gonna like launch it in second. I
None of
guess?
us
Oh
have.
wait. Oh no, we need to
Oh,
clutch.
right, there
oh
is
god.
a launch control button.
I
There's
don't
a launch
recommend it.
control button if you have it mapped.
Oh good.
Oh, sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. No,
I'm gonna see if I can't use the pit limiter as a sort of launch control.
Now's a good time to learn that. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's not gonna be my limiting factor here.
Hit limiter is just gonna prevent you from going above 35 miles an hour.
That's
It's not
perfect. I think it's gonna do less tire spin below 35, and then I can turn it off and manage it once I'm already in 4th gear and ready to give it full throttle.
I'm gonna
Fair
get
enough.
rear-ended for sure.
Are we missing a grid in here?
I think we're missing 3, and that would probably be Mike Carr.
Who's driving a mayonnaise car?
Is everybody geared up? Oh,
There we
got a
go.
car
Green
chase here.
mayonnaise car?
Good luck.
Nope, that's a jump start.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Oh,
There goes my.
Oh, you can't pay
streak
for that
of
kind
bad
of entertainment. Oh, yes, you can. I guess that's
there's
exactly
more.
what you
We're
can
not
pay
done
for.
yet.
What happened? There's no one behind me for some reason.
All right, there's been
The rest of us didn't figure out how to get it into gear.
Standing starts
a
are
couple
hard.
of
Sandwich
minor
in
issues
Turn 1.
entering turn 1 at Suzuka, but I believe that Space
I'm not a
Pewdies
cream
is
filling,
out
guys.
in clear air.
Agree.
Mayonnaise car, man.
The James Webb car.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, yeah.
I actually got like a really good start.
I don't
got
have a
through
good
the kit,
response
and
to
then
that.
got
This is a good place to
picked up
watch from.
Entering T1.
nice and calm for now.
using the enormous braking ability of this car and comes out of that clean. Very nice. He picked up half a second to pace on that right there. Following Chris Tompkins through the double left and out onto the straight. Ginger acceleration, picking it back up. Looks like he got a 10th out of that. No lifting, lads. Clean through, uses all the track, cuts in just a hair early, and brakes.
Those are sick looking donuts, Mike.
Whipping shitties for the boys.
Where is the drama right now?
What happened? Goodness.
So we got a yellow flag up ahead of goals. Let's go see what that's all about.
Going down the front straight. It's just like,
buddy.
oh my god, something happened here.
Oh, I ended up going off track because of the
Thanks for picking up the stone.
on the stones.
There's one thing I can tell you about the Super Formula. It's that getting it back onto the track once you're out in the yard is a little bit complicated.
It's not great, especially from the grass.
I'm told that the secret is to not get grass in the wheels in the first place.
I should have
I
known
just
when
rolled
Ted
through
said
for
watch
the
out
black
for the
flag,
gravel.
and it's telling me I still have to. WTF.
You have
Might
to
have
come
needed
to a
to
full stop.
It told me when I got the penalty to roll through.
Oh, there we go. He gets all the apex
Race
that
control,
time.
Can you clear the black flag that
Lot of-
my car has?
You clear, yeah, thank you.
I don't know if we have that ability.
We do have that ability.
We're working on it.
They're working on it.
Thank you, Conan.
You're welcome.
Can you add two
Space
to Conan?
Peony's now in position 3 and shaving 2 seconds at a time off his time here. He's got Dr. Gould right on his butt, who I do believe is the favorite for the series this season, but holding it down very nicely.
Wow,
Now-
2 seconds ahead.
Yeah, now at 2 seconds on his own pace. No lifting, excellent through there. Ends it just a little bit inside. Big on the brakes, leans off of that. So that look at that slope there, that ski slope on the brakes. That's exactly what you want to see when driving this car at pace, because it carries so much aerodynamic downforce that it feels invincible in braking at speed. But for every 10 miles an hour you shave off the car, you reduce your ability to brake, so you have to get off them almost as
Ooh, this
quickly.
car's terrifying.
The first set of turns already 0.8 ahead.
Yeah, the man's moving. We're gonna
Don't forget, if you're
we're gonna
feeling short on power,
unfocus
you
off
have
him.
the overtake.
Yeah, smash it.
I don't know what it's mapped to.
Top left button.
Mayo car.
Goals right in the gizzard of Chris Tompkins. Comes through, gets the pass. It's clean. Look at that. Oh, a lot of unsettling through there. Manages to pull it out. The Super Formulas are not kind to you in the rumbles. A little wide on that apex. Good ramp up on the throttle. Looks like he left Tompkins behind for the moment. The magic, of course, here is now taking this compound left at speed, because it's going to determine your exit speed on the straight. A little bit inside there.
With so much gravel on the track.
A little late on the throttle, but good exit at 130.
Yeah, where's the weather conditions gravel?
I think they all know to not lift at this point.
Rain in the infield. Hallelujah.
Decent line through there. This is one of those areas where I'll say the race line is actually correct there. You do want to take that all the way back to the outside, even if it does not require all of your grip, because you want to unload the tires, which is in turn going to reduce the friction burn here. Long story short, get that extra mile an hour. It counts for something when you manage the area under the curve. Looking at the spectator graph here, it looks like Everybody's kind of spread
This thing
out
handles
here.
nothing like my horse in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Hey, don't be talking about pebbles.
Just like driving to Costco.
Conan's got a little bit of spice here. I'm disappointed that no one took...
Bonk.
I was going to say I was disappointed no one took any time to paint
there's
their
the
car,
spin.
but maybe it was best they were practicing.
Pieces of your car are flying off. Might need those.
Space Puny's still out in clear air. Look at that.
I got like
Coming up through
full-blown
turn,
stuck in the dirt.
turn 14. Very nice. Still
So
sticks
for
to
a while
the
there, I was
inside, though.
reeling
You can
Derek
get
in.
another mile an hour out of that.
Feel like I messed up a pod racer.
He's got
Oh,
10
yeah, no, that was
seconds
my
to
bad.
pick
I
up on
made
Ted
bad
Carter,
decisions
but
on,
you know what that
like
means.
being normalized to GT3
is a 10-second
passing,
race.
not SF23 passing.
Pretty
and-
tight.
Conan made a series of bad decisions and ended up here in TWR headquarters.
Ooh, P2, fastest lap. Who is that?
It's me!
Nice.
142.
I should not talk while
I must have invalid lap. My laps are faster than that.
Rip to those.
I have invalid faster, but not that's the fastest fab.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right on.
Sorry, John, did you say fastest lap or fastest fat?
Por qué no los dos?
Let's take a look at the numbers here. What did we say the fastest
grade
lap
split.
ever recorded on Suzuka was? 137.8 in a Super Formula.
Yep.
Bonito.
We've got 142.1 is what Dr. Cool is slamming out here. In fact, that was his previous lap. It's a shame that we can't spectate him directly. Well, actually,
I mean, we could just set.
I guess we
pod
could
to
actually
that.
just set Pod 1 to spectate him directly now, couldn't we? Let's leave some drama on it. Speaking of drama.
That would be back to 4.
I appreciate that we know where we have to go for drama. Just a little bit heavy on the foot on that exit there. That is consistently where I eat it almost every lap.
That was, I did not expect that there was still a car behind me.
You ready to go double wide on this one, Chris?
I'm scared.
Oh God, stay on your side of the road.
Oh, and the proximity detector is doing its job.
Okay.
No way.
I knew he was it because he has a family.
Oh, there's a room full of people cackling here at me for that. Thank you.
Goals pulling out the Senna shit talk.
Was it the timber that your voice came up to as I pulled back onto track?
No, you talking smack about how there couldn't possibly have been anybody behind you.
See if we can identify someone who's about to go through that trail break there, because that's a fun thing to point out. Here we go, Conan. Let's watch the inputs as he makes the right. If I'm doing the math, he lifted a hair early. It's so terrifying to carry speed through that first turn.
You might want to bring a broom through the S's. Sorry about that.
Just let me call out the Zan.
Smooth through the S's. Each S S-er than the last. Way too much curve for
Conan.
safety there, but everybody's off, so it's fine. I don't think either of those two drivers on the drama display are with us.
Thank you.
Or rather,
Just
in our
all of a
immediate
sudden I was like,
pod
oh god,
circle.
that can't be a braking zone, can it?
Everyone here is with us.
Thank
We
you.
just don't have direct camera feeds for everybody. Did we ever
Next
figure
time.
out? I was gonna say, did we ever figure out the network math on doing the NDI remote?
Somehow I'm second.
I just
lap
don't
down.
feel like fucking
Doing
pinholing shit on my perimeter.
I don't think NDI is the answer.
When
but there
Conan
are
goes
some
by, he doesn't want any help.
It's not NTS
That's
pure RTSP, is it?
Web
41.4.
RTC, I think.
Interesting. Exploration for another day. Find me drama. Here's some. Ooh.
Ooh, mama.
Just lurking there in the shadow under the bridge like a crouched animal.
That was very predatory.
Eight minutes, 30 seconds remaining on the clock in this first feature race. Boy, I hope the standings display remains active. We have a lot more drivers than we did last time around. I'm going to get my clipboard ready just in case. What do you think?
Ready with the print screen?
In theory, since it was a hosted session, we can go drag it back out of Pod 1's memory. Or out of its session replay.
Holy shit, these cars are so much work.
Thanks, Squirrelfish. We also think it is sweet.
Yeah, the tires are degrading a little
Not
bit.
sure if the
It's
drivers
a little
think it's
harder to
sweet at the
stick 'em.
moment. I'm hearing some fatigue noises out there.
Well, fatigue noises mixed with frantic squeaking and rattling and rumbling.
Actually, I don't know if I mentioned this. I actually ran the wheels at 20 over the weekend while we were doing Final Clampdown. And on the SF23, there isn't actually a lot more force on the wheel at 20 over 15. So there's a certain amount of... they have it as bad as it gets, really. There's only so much force to transmit. Doing a 2-hour enduro on 15 is just... It's too much.
Oof.
Too much
Where's
for
all
weak
this running off
little
as
boys
promised?
like us.
Usually all more gravel.
That's while you're racing, other people are running off with your girl.
Just checking in on what I believe is the only positional drama we can currently directly witness. We've got Space Puny's about 11.6 seconds behind Ted. And he's got the good Dr. Gould about 5.5 behind him.
Derek's gonna catch me.
I'd say that this is still, what do we got? Maybe 3 laps left. Yeah, I'd say 3 laps and change left. So they're gonna get 4 laps in. He can hold this position. He drives like a scared rabbit. Speaking of scared rabbits, let's see turn 1. Oh, very nice. Does not get near the brake until the second. Oh,
Not scared at all.
Nah, it's the raw courage of this man.
Meanwhile, in Pod 3,
Adding the history displays was just that's table stakes. We need to do this every season now. Just having the receipts float by to the left is brilliant. Speaking of courage. I'm gonna say that was moderate courage.
it was drama-free.
Yeah,
at
well,
least.
if you wanted drama.
There you go, Derek.
Oh,
Darn it.
I think it finally happened.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, good
sorry,
looking.
Derek.
Cute butt.
Thank you.
However, this is recoverable
It'd be a shame if somebody
because
ran
he
into
is going. Does he get?
Yes, it would.
Yes, he does. He's going to get towed through the straight. But will it lead to an attacking
Derek,
position?
don't flinch.
They're going to stay flat through it. Oh, I saw a lift. I saw a lift. Aggressive. Oh, I like it.
I like that the relative wheel underneath the rear view sort of shows what had happened
Man,
here.
those
Yeah,
huge.
yeah. This is exactly it. He came into the straight faster. This is
Oh boy,
great.
Chris, you and me. Yay! Do you brake here?
Yes.
Do
That's
you-
an interesting
Ask me
question
more.
to ask.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Do I have brake lights?
Nope, no brake lights.
Do you brake here?
They just scream.
I don't.
Just if I hear your voice from the car in front of me.
I don't think these cars come with brake lights.
No, that's GT shit.
Damn, dude, you are fast through there.
You don't have to lift.
Look
You
at
do
that.
when you have the toe behind the person in front of you.
Oh, I've never had that.
Man, he is moving.
Good lord, this thing is.
Hey, are
spicy
you
on the
you
exits.
seeing what I'm seeing there? I do believe I am seeing Space Punies with the fastest lap record here.
Yeah, 141.0.
Yeah, 057. And the drama's all up front, though. Look at that. We can't get cockpit on that one trivially, unfortunately.
Well. On number 1.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Go ahead and pop it for me. Why not? The man himself. There we go. And then another space bar. There, we are through numerous layers of indirection, getting you a first-hand view on. Is this Dr. Good? No, this is Ted's. This is the Ted Carter position.
Yeah. These don't really forgive that.
He hasn't turned in the fastest lap, but he is just consistently slamming out 142s. Sorry, 141.8s. If we're going by the average here.
We can move to Dr. Gould.
Yeah, give me the good doctor. I like that. I like that paint scheme. I gotta remember that. Dude, you were in the pace car. Don't be in the pace car. That's
I
weird.
didn't want to get on the gas again.
We're gonna zoom out of here for the moment. Weird things are happening on Pod 1. Strange things. Space Beauty's only 2 seconds behind Dr. Gould. And his times are going down. With 1:20 on the clock. Now that they're driving safely and consistently, the only thing that is going to bring him through this is courage.
Fastest lap.
140.7. Oh, look at
Nice
that.
lap, John.
Probably
It's not good enough.
could have taken just a little bit more of a bite out of that one. Yeah, his S form there is just slightly delayed. Everybody getting their white flags for last lap. All right, so here's a question for you.
Yeah.
If it is true and Space Punies had to withdraw from the second feature race for clerical error issues, can we just, while I'm running Bring a Trailer,
Yeah.
create a new session on Pod 1, duplicate the last session, call it Feature Race 3. Just put everybody in Feature Race 3.
We could do that.
And that gets everybody back in with minimal logistical issues.
On your right.
I mean, the other option was just to move in
Get it.
pods.
Is that easier? Moving in pods is probably easier, huh?
Nope,
I
sorry.
think it
Then we
is.
just-
Unless there's a lot of custom stuff that he had on his pod.
I don't think so.
I can set back up spectator pretty easily.
I give the decision to you.
That's yours.
You have the first Bring a Trailer slot.
Yeah, that's fine.
After
You
that's
won.
over,
This is
assess
what
the
happens when you get the best
situation,
crew
we'll
chief.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll just move them.
Yeah.
Really, bro?
There you go. A little behind the scenes wrangling here
Oh, yeah, Ted,
as
well
the
done.
checkered flag is pulled.
Dude, I did
What a
not,
finish.
did not expect that result, for sure.
Conan, the track's the other way.
So that's going to be Ted up front, followed by Dr. Gould, followed by Space Punies in pod number 2, followed by Conan in pod 4.
I'm on top of the wall.
Followed by Chris Tompkins.
I'm the king of the world.
And then Michael Parr.
Oh, my wheels are gone.
Oh no! I had to take it back.
Do be aware that wheels can hurt hands.
Goals taking
Yeah,
a
you gotta be
slightly
real careful ramming people with these
circumspect
things.
route to the end
Actually,
there.
Pretty mangled.
It's Goals.
My apologies.
And
I
then
totally
Neil
forgot
Mall
that
bringing
people have
us-
grown-up wheels.
Oh, actually, that's can I
the
have
wheel came
one
off
of the
my
drivers
actual
get
car.
me to? There we go, standing display. Perfect. That's what I was missing.
My God, these cars are so intense.
How you doing? Everybody okay there?
I'm feeling this.
Hot and sweaty mess.
Everybody, take 5. Grab yourself a beverage. We'll see you at the beginning of feature race 2 while we get the rest of this sorted out. My goodness. You don't normally see everybody walk away so
Yeah,
so
this
flustered.
is the first race of the first episode.
First race of the first episode.
Oh no.
All right, we got stuff to do here. So quick audible. We're gonna run bat. You're gonna take the first session of bat, and then we're gonna swap people around. Okay, good audible. So let's do the thing. We already did that. We are moving on to the Bring a Trailer Challenge, which is my personal favorite segment of the evening. And for those of you not familiar with what we're doing here, we have given each driver a challenge. And that challenge is to identify the highest selling car from a series of Bring a Trailer entries, all of which are real auctions completed within the last 24 to 36 hours. This one's a little bit wide because I did the deck over the course of 2 days. And so we've got a whole clipboard here full of interesting information about these vehicles. And we don't have Mr. Goat here in the studio today, and so Shote has volunteered to be Mr. Shote for one session and do the beginning of the Bring a Trailer Challenge. So, Shote, are you ready? And let's goose the lights another step. What happened there? There we go. I guess with all the screens not on anymore. Are you ready for your Bring a Trailer Challenge?
It's gonna be great.
All right. For you tonight, Anne, 2009 Benz C63 AMG P30 Performance Package, or, get my butt out of the way here, a 25,000-mile 2004 Dodge Ram SRT 10 6-speed.
I think that truck has had some work done.
Let's talk about the cars. Oh my God. All right. So the AMG. So the C63 is the smallest, or at least at the time was the smallest of the performance-oriented, like the 3 primary Benz classes of history, the C-Class, the E-Class, and the S-Class. This is the small one. It's got the 6.299 cubic centimeter, or excuse me, a 6.299 liter engine that underlies most of the AMGs from that era. It's got something like 500 horsepower. I'm sure I've got the notes in here somewhere. It is a naturally aspirated V8. It's famous in Top Gear for Jeremy Clarkson trying to hit the apex, run an apple over, if you remember that episode.
Okay. Yeah.
So this one's got 59,000 miles on it. It had a top-end rebuild, which I assume means headers and above, in 2023. It's had high-flow injectors added. It's got a VRP tune. It's got long tube headers. They basically done the things that you can do to an NA car to try and squeeze a little bit more performance out of it. But frankly, I don't know why you do that. Then again, it's already out of warranty as of 2009. Some stuff doesn't work. For instance, a cracked front lip, missing paint from the front bumper, touched up scratches. The dual zone automatic climate control does not blow cold, which seems like a problem depending on where you live. The driver's seat fore aft adjustment does not work, which could be a problem depending on how tall you are. And the worn upholstery and switchgear are depicted in the gallery, which you unfortunately don't have access to as this. Does get a 200-mile-an-hour speedometer. The digital odo reads 59,000, 2K of which were added by the current owner. The TPMS indicator remains illuminated as there are no sensors installed.
Great.
As I mentioned, it's had some engine work done in 2023. Most of it is stock replacements, but they did some weird stuff like Black Series valve tappets. I bet that gets them 5 horsepower. It's rear-wheel drive, obviously, 7-speed shift plus automatic transmission. It is married to the SRT-10 Dodge Ram, and yes, that is the same 10-cylinder engine from the Dodge Viper. They took it. They took a truck engine and turned it into a race car engine and put it into the Dodge Viper so that they could then take it back out of the Dodge Viper and put it in a truck.
Is that why they painted it red and cut some holes in the hood?
That's why they cut holes in the hood and gave it white stripes. I actually think that the paint job's fairly fetching, the reflectivity of the photo notwithstanding. Get my butt out of the way here. First registered in Indiana, spent time in multiple states before being acquired by the seller in 2025. It's got 25,000 miles on it. It currently lives in Pennsylvania, which might explain the snow in the screenshot there. Finished in flame red with white stripes. It has a front air dam, which you correctly called out earlier. Fog lights are factory. It's sitting on a lowered suspension compared to a normal Ram, which makes it even less truck than normal trucks. Stiffer springs, a rear axle damper to limit the axle hop. Braking is handled by 4-wheel ventilated discs. It's got leather stuff on the interior. It's got an Infinity CD stereo with a subwoofer. It's got a leather-wrapped steering wheel with a 160-mile-an-hour speedometer, which is probably
optimistic,
generous in something with that coefficient of drag and surface area. However, the V10 engine is, in fact, 8.3 liters. Then it's married to a 6-speed manual transmission, which is kind of rare on a truck of that size, and a Dana 60 rear axle with a limited slip. So, Shote.
Wait, how many things are broken on it?
Speed limits.
So we have a slightly broken Benz.
Are you going to try and make a practicality argument here?
There's no logic here. But yes.
So then, tell me, Shote, which one of these finished for more?
It's refinished, but it's a truck.
Drain, I don't know the answer to that question. They've become real silent back there, and normally they're yelling when they think they know, so I'm not sure.
But man, there's so many broken things.
Make your call, buddy. We're on the clock.
Benz.
Shote calls the Benz, and I would like to remind everybody that Shote is playing for Mr. Goat tonight. The answer
I apologize in advance.
It's the truck by about $12,000.
But why?
I think there's a couple of factors in play here, and the big one is that at the end of the day, there are 150,000 different ways to get access to that 6.299 liter engine in a car, and there are very, very, very few ways to get access to a V10 derived from a truck. Even if that engine was then placed in a sports car and then returned to a truck.
Probably fair.
No winners, no points, and we send you home scoreless. But that's okay because, as you called out, this one wasn't on prod. This does not count against your perfect record.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Sorry, Mr. Goat. Can you bring me Space Punies? I'm looking forward to this one. And let me know if you need anything with that back there. Space Beauties.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
I have the stink sweat, I think, after that race, so I apologize. I'm just going to get right here.
No, you're fine. I mean, you could always be close to
Yes.
the mic. But before we begin.
I got an idea.
How was your ride?
How was my ride?
Your SF23.
Oh, so much different from the Formula V coming directly off of it. But I think I had the secret weapon where I put the downforce on it versus the standard one, so much better. I don't know. It was really good.
I think that just from watching you, there's a certain amount of Watch this guy just kind of back away from trouble until trouble resolves
Yeah.
itself, and then
Yeah.
lean back into it. It's just like he's going to be fine. We don't have to watch him. So you've done this before. You've done this
Yes.
before a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so I have something for you. It's
Well,
a
now I know
Vortec
the other one.
1987 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ60.
Hell yeah.
And it is stacked up against a 2011 Benz G55.
We're going to make this quick.
It turns out
I know exactly which one is more.
It turns out that on any given week, someone has sold a Vortec-powered old truck and an AMG G-Wagon on Bring a Trailer. Every given week. It never fails. How they become your challenges, I have no idea what causes that. The Cruiser has 175,000 miles on it.
Okay.
It received the 5.3-liter Vortec V8 and a 4-speed GM automatic transmission under its previous ownership. It's got heated BMW front seats, refurb suspension and steering wheel. It was acquired by the current owner also on Bring a Trailer. Oh, it's the same 3 fucking trucks.
Yeah, they're just passing between 4 crypto bros.
Jesus Christ. So this one was sold in 2020 on Bring a Trailer. It was relocated to Georgia. It's got aftermarket retractable slide steps, H4 headlights, air conditioning. It's got an inclinometer. I guess if you want to put that thing on a hill sideways. Replacement wheels, replacement floor shifter. It had some work in 2021 in the interior to get a Sony digital media receiver, riding rearview mirror monitor, Alpine speakers. It's got an 80-mile-an-hour speedo, a 5K tack. The Vortec was, the battery and ignition wires were replaced in 2024. The crankcase ventilation was replaced in 25, and it's got a dual range transfer case.
Okay.
Kind of what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
The G-Wagon has 66,000 miles. Get my face out of the way here. It's finished in calcite white over porcelain Designo leather, powered by the supercharged 5.4-liter M113K V8. It's got a 5-speed automatic transaxle, dual range transfer case, locking front center and rear differentials, loved and owned by footballers, Harman Kardon sound system, Command Infotainment Center, which in my opinion is the worst one ever made. It's offered on no reserve on dealer consignment in New York. And all the things that have been removed, such as the grill, the brush guard, and the skid plates, are in a box that will be given to the winner of the auction. Or since this was past tense, it's probably sitting in a shipping box right now. It's got Yokohama Parada Spec X tires with 2020 date codes, heated and ventilated multi-contour seats, extras, 39,000 miles on the current owner, 500 horse, 516 foot-pounds of torque. And as far as we know, the title is clean. And now all you have to do is tell me which one of them went for more money.
I like objectively, all of the accessories that you said for the Toyota, I think, didn't increase its value at all. And that G-Wagon is the most New York vehicle ever made. And 100% of the time, it's always the G-Wagon. Even when it's a G-Wagon versus G-Wagon, you couldn't go wrong choosing the
You want to step through this? The last time it was the G-Wagon versus something else, it was the G-Wagon.
Yeah.
And the time before that, it was the G-Wagon versus something else, it was the G-Wagon.
It was the G-Wagon.
What about the time before that?
It was the G-Wagon.
So what is it?
It's the G-Wagon. Because I need you to feel bad when it's not the G-Wagon. Because nothing beats rock. Rock beats everything.
Drain says it's the G-Wagon. Graham says it's the wagon, but he's not sure. Let's just get the drama out of the way here and say...
Yeah!
It's the G-Wagon for 25 grand. Well done. 1 challenge point goes to you.
Yes.
And bring me...
Who are we bringing?
Goals.
Goals! All right. G-Wagon! Woo!
It only took him 2 misses on the G-Wagon before he figured out the pattern. I'm still amazed I find one. Like every show. Every show there's a Vortec-powered something in a G-Wagon. Oh. Hey, buddy.
Hey, good to be back.
How was your drive?
It went well better than I thought it was going to go.
I noticed that most of the drama for most of you took place early in the race. And the drama for some of you continued throughout the race.
Yeah, it went better than the practice sessions I had done previously in that car. I'll say that much by a significant margin. So I'm chuffed.
I am. We spend a lot of our time kind of flipping back and forth and seeing who was about to take turn 1, and who had all of their courage on display, and if anybody was lifting on turn 14. And I'm.
Yes.
you all have more bravery than I do in this. Let's talk about your cars, buddy.
Alrighty. Holy.
Car number 1 for you is a 24 Lambo Huracan Stirato, which is the Italian for rough dirt road.
Oh, shit, that's so cool.
This Lambo has a roof rack, and it is up against a 24 Dakar, which also has a roof rack.
Oh, my God.
Would you like to hear about the cars?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or would you like to take it blind?
Would I like to just take a blind? This is like, 13-year-old me is so hype on this right now.
When I saw that picture, I was like, what the hell? And Graham, there's been a whole bunch of them on here. You should go back through and look at the history. There are, well, I'm not going to make any assumptions as to why they're on there, but I think you know what I'm thinking, and so do you. So the Lambo has 77 miles on it. It is obviously not broken in. That is Grigio Lynx over Nero Ade leather and Alcantara with green stitching, powered by, of course, the 5.2 liter V10. It's the baby Lambo right now as far as engines are concerned. 19-inch Morris forged wheels, carbon ceramic brakes. The thing that makes it a Stirato mostly is the fact that it sits 1.6 inches higher.
Yes.
Than your average Lambo Huracan. And that's not a whole lot of distance more than its default ride height.
Plenty of ground clearance.
If you're being 100% honest here. And unlike the Dakar, it does not have an adaptive suspension. And so what you see is what you get.
Oh, wow.
Reviewers have described it as a little stiff because the chassis is the standard Huracan chassis. It's on Bridgestone dualers, so I wouldn't necessarily try to get any drag races in with it. Adjustable spork buckets, dark chrome everywhere, cruise control, touchscreen entertainment. The engine start button is located in the center console beneath a hinged cover because that's what Lambo does now. A NEMA driving dynamics module with a Stirato-specific rally mode. The 5.2 liter V10 pumps out 600 horses and 400 foot-pounds of torque. And obviously, the power is routed to all 4 wheels through a dual clutch.
Right.
Your Dakar, which of course is a 992 turbo on a raised adaptive sport suspension with adjustable ride height and a bunch of other stuff going on here, has 1,600 miles on it, so it's almost broken in. It's one of a production run of 2,500. It's got the Rally 1971 decals, which you can get from the factory. It's on 19 and 20-inch, respectively, Dakar wheels. It's got the twin turbocharged 3-liter flat 6 from the turbo, obviously driving all 4 wheels through a PDK dual-clutch automatic transaxle. This one was purchased as a Porsche-approved certified pre-owned, which means this is not even the original owner of this 1,600-mile Dakar. And I hope Graham is flipping his shit over here because as a fellow Porsche nerd, these cars are meant to be driven, not collected and sipped and then sold. Los Angeles Motor Show, worthless details. That's it. It is exactly what you see. It is the off-road capable 911 turbo with an incredible gearbox and an incredible software package to go along with it.
Yeah, I'd love to know what exactly is on the roof of that Porsche.
A rack?
Well, I can see that. It almost looks like it's carrying a surfboard, but
okay.
I
So
can't tell if it's just the
the
distance.
frontal section there is lights. Those are strip LED lights.
Very cool.
And I believe the rest of it is boxes into which you could put your water and your sleeping bag,
your model girlfriend's
your
shoes.
your high lift jack,
right?
All the things that you use to take your 911 off roading in the Pacific Northwest. So, Graham points out rightfully, you can get a tent kit right from the factory.
A roof tent.
So you can go overlanding in your Dakar.
It's proper, yeah.
But at the end of the day, all we care about is which one of these 2 vehicles sold on Bring a Trailer for more money.
Yeah. the 13-year-old in me loves the Huracan, but I can't bet against the Porsche loonies. And I think the Porsche is more special. I've never seen a Porsche go for an amount of money, or I've never seen a Lambo go for an insane amount of money rather than like a very reasonable amount of money in one of these competitions, but I know the Porsches do all the time. So given that I don't know anything about either of these special editions, I have to go with the Porsche.
Let's find out if you're right.
There we go.
You are right by $3,000.
Jesus Christ.
And I would like to point out that some clown, well, I guess the winning clown, made sure that the final number on the price was 992, which is the model code for this series of Porsches.
Amazing. What a
Because
nerd.
Porsche people are nerds.
See, that's what I was betting on the Porsche people being super nerdy, and it paid off.
And it paid off. So that's a challenge point for you. Congratulations.
I'll take
And
it.
you are going to bring me Conan and also get everybody rallied up and prepared here because it is time to party. I'm going to go flash the red lights in the green room. Conan,
Hello.
how you doing?
Hey, everybody.
How was your drive?
Terrifying.
It's quite a machine.
You know, I did some laps on Ted's rig a couple of days ago. I was like, oh, this is great. I really enjoy this. And I got into that rig and entered turn one and was like, if I screw this up, my wrists could take serious damage. I'm not going to screw this up. And that means that I was, and then I realized I heard you guys talking and was like, oh, yes. And then there's like the coward meter that shows the last 5 seconds of cowardice as I let off the gas when I shouldn't be. So,
There is no shame in letting off the gas anywhere except turn 14. If you let off the gas in turn 14,
Yeah,
you
turn
have
14,
to go home.
you have to go
I'm
home,
legally required to send you home.
Exactly. Something's wrong.
We
Get
chose the
that to the doctor.
SF23 because it is widely regarded in the iRacing community as the most rewarding car to spend time in and kind of uncover those increasing levels of. It's kind of like when you're first learning Rocket League and you don't understand what jumping is for and boost is for, and like you hit all these like plateaus of like, oh, I can do X and this gets infinitely better, and then I can do Y and I get infinitely better. It's like a card that just keeps unlocking things for you at the cost of your mortal soul and your bravery. So I saved this one just for you.
Oh, boy.
I curated this one for you. This one
Thank you.
specifically for you. This.
Oh, fucking XRs. Back me up here. Thank you.
2001 Honda XR.
The worst KTM 690.
650R.
Yeah, it's an R. Yeah, that's true. Tyler. Sorry, Tyler.
Apparently, I'm hanging out with KTM and Ducati nerds tonight. This 2001 XR is powered by a 649cc single overhead cam, 4-stroke, 5-speed transmission, aluminum frame. It's got an adjustable Kayaba suspension. Never heard of that. Disc brakes, wire spoke wheels,
That's the
right
stock
mirror,
suspension.
and guards. It was acquired by the seller in 2024. We presume they're still alive, so they have not killed themselves on the bike. It's offered at no reserve with spare and removed parts. Is that a common thing, just stripping your bike before sale?
You will. Well, I actually, the thing that I don't get about this is what did they actually remove? Because as far as I can tell from those pictures, that bike is bone stock. Like, what did you take off?
It's got red plastic bodywork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Honda.
It's got, here we go. The engine is currently uncorked, in quote fingers.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
It's because every dirt biker is a terrible human being, and every dirt bike basically comes from the factory kind of not running.
I
that's
see.
All of the things that you're not supposed to remove to allow it to pass emissions.
The removed emission plugs are included in the sale.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the bits that.
All right. It is matched up against, and I'm glad you know a lot about this bike because it is matched against.
Is it a second XR?
The Whizzer Pacemaker. It's a project bike with, we think, what looks like a motor inside it. Would you like to hear about it?
Yes.
The Whizzer Pacemaker has a 138cc 4-stroke in it that drives the rear wheel. It has a spring-loaded pulley clutch system with a drive belt. It is offered in no reserve in Florida with an off-road and display use only status. It is not titled. It is only for bill of sale. This one has a vintage 1949 Pennsylvania motorcycle license plate. Wire spoke wheels, Springer fork. That's the only suspension on it, FYI. Chrome handlebar with black grips. No instrumentation is present because the total mileage is completely unknown. I can't imagine it's gone very far in the first place. Bike is equipped with Easy Glide spring-loaded pulley clutch. It's a rubber belt, and the number J220188 is stamped on the lower engine case. They felt it was very important that we know that, and they took a photo of that. It is, however, a project bike, which means that probably nothing else on it carries that serial number. And now, you need to make a decision about which of these two fine, well-regarded machines in your circle went for more money on Bring a Trailer.
You know, I mean, I think I have to go on Verve alone, on the Whizzer pacemaker.
I think that is a very attractive machine. I think the lines on that are just pretty as hell.
It's also like the XR650R is in its own way a very classic motorcycle. It was like Honda's big entry into big Dakar bikes. It's water cooled. It's quite powerful. They are, like, for as much shit as I love to talk, like, they are actually quite respectable bikes and have a very strong cult following. But I think that for Bring a Trailer itself, I will say that the like vintage bike that has the that they said something about numbers on it is probably the move, but we'll see.
It's been about 6 hours since I built this, so I no longer remember which of these two went for more.
Perfect.
So we're about to find
out.
out.
One of those days.
It's
tragedy.
The XR.
Man, I'm terrible at this. I'm just the worst at this.
I don't think you're terrible at it. I think that your absolute value is pointed in the wrong direction. You just need to trust your gut and do the opposite.
Do the other thing. Yeah.
100% efficacy.
Yeah, no, yeah. But in select a Honda, I would need a pacemaker if that were the case.
So tonight, for challenge points, we've got Space Punies and Goals. Getting a point and nothing for Conan and nothing for Mr. Goat via his proxy, Mr. Shode.
Tragic.
That is unfortunate. Let's take let's send you back to your pod.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick look at what's going on here. Did we recycle the session or?
We did. The timing didn't work out. It was already on race.
Gotcha. Okay, so we were standing up a brand new one.
Yep, it should be up now.
Okay, so
3.
and we're gonna give everybody a little bit of practice time.
Yep.
Cool. Perfect. Well, then that gives us enough time to actually just do the rest of the slides in their correct order. So let's press the button. And we're going to move on to feature race number 2, which Shode is setting up for us contemporaneously because we screwed some stuff up. And it is going to feature, once again, the fabulous Super Formula 23, which you saw in the first feature race, and of course, which we just discussed with our drivers. Once again, we picked this out because the iRacing community feels that at the top end, this is probably one of the most rewarding cars to learn and kind of explore the depths of. I fully admit I've been doing a month of development work on this car in the lab to prepare for this season, and let's just say I've got a lot of time in on Suzuka, and I was not turning in 142s, and so I am already admiring our drivers here and what they're able to put together here, and we will be taking the Super Formula 23 to the Red Bull Ring, the Grand Prix configuration of that circuit, formerly known as the Österreich Ring or the Austria Ring. It's a track that's been around for quite some time, since the 50s. This is a track that has been used for almost every conceivable Formula and GT system at some point. Formula One returned to it in 2014. MotoGP returned to it in 2016. It's known for being lengthened a number of times. I personally enjoy a great deal the elevation changes on it and how absolutely ridiculous the straight into turn 3 is. Notably, on these cars, they should have all of the braking necessary at speed after going through that straight to basically hammer down the braking zone for turn 3 before slipping in there. And so I think our courage meter for today is going to be seeing how late people brake into turn 3 and whether they lift in 10. So with that said, I believe that is all the slides we have here. Let's cut straight into the action using one of these buttons.
Duo, I can't understand
That's
more.
the one. Now let's get us out of the way.
So practice just starting.
Which means that we should just thrust them directly into the qualifier. No, that would be cool. Let's not. Let's not do that. We used random weather generation for this particular session, and it looks like we've got a fine summer early morning here, judging by the lighting. I believe we got time acceleration set on 2x, so that may not be morning by the end of this. Who's fun to watch here during practice?
I think that the pods help too.
Coming into turn 4.
Oh, do the pods like tilt as you're going downhill?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Conan fighting with the wheel there a little. It looks kind of slow, but that segment was at 120 miles an hour. Hard on the hammer coming out through there. Guessing they're not going to lift through 9 if they can avoid it. Nope.
T1 at Coda is wild.
And now it's straights with some dogleg rights.
That's the one I, like, in my head when I heard Red Bull Ring, I envisioned Coda.
I love these little uphills.
I've thrown flags from up on turn 1, and it is
deep break, but perhaps a hair early. And now lazily through the countryside into turn 3, which is the real gut check here.
Oh, I picked up a cone.
Breaks a little bit before the 100-meter mark or the 100-foot mark. Actually, it's a really good question.
I put a blue cone in the exit of
we're in the European Union, which means that we should be speaking Europe meters.
Dust cloud ahead. Probably fine.
Ah, no, that's fine. Although in the 2025 version of iRacing, that gravel is now persistent on the track. So,
who is Rand Lemley?
That's Yelmelly. He's one of our new remotes this season.
Is that your real name?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
On purpose?
Not my purpose.
Never.
Are you accusing him of having a made-up name?
That's, I don't know how to tell you this, Ted, but all names are made up.
That's literally what's happened. Yeah, I just inadvertently accused a man of having a fake name.
Can't tell if this is mostly drama-free because everybody is still easing into the track, or if it's drama-free because the track is lighter on the drama.
The track is, I hesitate to say anything about Red Bull Ring is easier, but it's definitely not as complicated as far as having to maintain a strict mental state of what turn is coming up and what turn comes after that one, and thinking 3 turns ahead, because that's what you actually want to exit out of. I know that this is not a popular track in a lot of circles.
Yep.
Partially because that left and that downhill.
Dragon Reborn's the one that popped into my mind. I was like,
yeah,
really?
I would concur
Give a
that this
shit
is
about that?
relatively drama-free. But also, you know, they put 30 minutes in on a rough course earlier. So
that is true.
I think the correct amount of respect has been engendered into the car. I think you should poke the button and dump them into quali.
It's going to be great.
Excellent. Nothing like a little premature dumping into quali.
Can't think of any fake name without immediately thinking of Dabe.
Dabe.
Who doesn't love Dabe?
I see that everybody found the Halo delete button.
Right. This is going to be a thing.
So once again, this is going to be a closed qualifier. They only get 1 hot lap over 10 minutes, mostly because we need to get on with the evening.
That's all I need, baby.
All right, head out of ass. Here we go.
1 lap to spin leaving the pit, 1 lap to invalidate my lap. All done.
Maybe. Kind of.
1
There
lap
we go.
to crash into the pit wall on pit exit.
Just gonna sit here and do a burnout.
Honestly, the back is possibly the best place to start.
I am not going to be able to repeat my Suzuka performance here. I can
Goal's already out there in traffic getting some curb.
Well, I overshot that.
As far as like the picturesqueness of the facilities, there aren't a whole lot of competitors here. This is an absolutely gorgeous track.
College word.
Spa, perhaps.
Yeah.
Not such a simple farm boy after all.
I do like all of the
My in-laws are farmers. I tell him
different
all the time,
scenery
I don't
options you get
like
in
being a
Nürburgring,
farmer, dude.
just
I click a
because there's
mouse
so
for a
much
living. It's
countryside.
amazing.
Oh,
You're out
it's
here
like-
like getting squished by shitty
I'm gonna be
livestock.
honest,
I'm
if I
out.
could-
Like, I don't want the farm, man.
If I could run, like,
terrible
hey,
way
we're
to
doing
make no
Nürburgring for an entire night, just deal with it without getting thrown out of my own house. Like,
I like
I'd
driving
do
a
it.
tractor. That's,
Yeah, there
that's
you go.
That's a lot of track.
Like, it's air
You may
conditioning.
recall,
It's like a big one.
I want to say
Look at all the farming I
season
need from
1,
Stardew Valley.
the second or third
Right?
Saturday episode, we did GTP.
Follow the leader. if I
Yeah, we did
remember
follow the
correctly.
leader in touring cars in GTP cars on the
Blumhauben Tomaten.
and that was tough.
Yep.
Even
Tomato
at
turn, second gear.
even at not race pace, even at like let's be a little bit slower than the ring taxi. Well, the ring taxi isn't slow for starters, but we're just not as good at
Yeah, I
this
don't
as we
know
think we
what
are.
I'm 20 seconds slower than, but
Oh, did we pull
20
the lap time
tenths.
records for this?
We did, but
If I recall, there is not actually a Super Formula time on this track because this isn't traditionally where Super Formula races.
no, but there is a time for Formula 1 and Formula
Back
2.
of the pack.
So what's the time for
where
Formula
we're
1
at.
and what's the time for Formula 2?
So we got 105.6 and 115.8. So
Sorry, what did you say? 105.6?
Mhm.
105.6 and 115.8. So anything between those two would be super swell for these fine
Oh,
gentlemen.
the tires are cold. That's why.
And Drain, thank you. So one of the we moved to Race Lab for our overlay this season, and there's literally
God, Ted.
24 things in there that we could play with. I don't think most of them are particularly useful for the show format, whereas they might be for an actual like semi-pro or amateur sim racing driver. However, some of them look great on screen anyway, and so we will be experimenting with throwing things up on spectator pods in during the season. Of course, Pod 1 is Mr. Goat's
I don't think I know how
birth
to
for
drive
this
this
season,
car.
and so he'll be getting that back
Half a second behind Derek.
as soon as his injury reserve is over.
Invalid lap. Well, there you go.
Speaking of injured reserve, how's Tech doing? When does he
Like
return to
flops.
service? This month, right?
I think injured and reserve. What's the last I heard?
The only thing I figured out with this car is the most important thing is to not invalidate.
If he's
your
watching, he's being real
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah.
Yep, that's sort of what I did too, and I
Indeed.
for it, but you know.
Fourth gear's your friend.
Just like shift early, shift often.
Oh, last place.
Believe we still have racers out on the track doing their best.
Is it push to pass / overtake?
Yeah, it's that one.
The overtake button should be on the left-hand upper
I don't
cluster,
really know
and I
where
want to
it's
say the top slot.
useful though.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it didn't really do anything. Or
It adds 5% to
I
your
just
fuel
want it
flow.
for straightaways, I guess.
So
Even then, I don't know.
on
Just put it
Suzuka, it made a lot more sense because there were longer straights. But here, the only real straight is going up.
We
the
did have to recopy
Yeah,
over
in
some
Suzuki, you
config
could kinda
files
use it
on
to burn
two
your
of
way
the
to
pods
fifth
before we
gear,
started
and
here,
then,
so it's very possible
car
that
popped
that
out
got
and
erased
you'd be
again.
fine, but yeah, here I don't know. I don't even know where
Let
it
me,
was.
let me
trying to figure
poke
out.
this just
I
in
didn't even
case.
bother
Yeah,
turning
we
it
should
off. I
we should
turned
just
it on and
batch
just
that.
left
We
it on.
shouldn't have to
Look, my
intervene
car's
on that.
faster.
Yeah.
You gotta hit the button. Thank you. One of the
Stop
most
to match.
consistent bugs in iRacing for us is having to manually advance things sometimes.
All right.
Use
Do
date
not-
motto.
Sometimes
I
it's
say
because the
oh, no.
spectator has to say something, and sometimes
Oh,
it's
no.
just for reasons unknown. All right, they're ready to grid in.
Okay, here we go.
This is it. Feature race 2, the real point getter for the evening.
The lights go red and then they go green.
I should
And
have also mapped launch control while I was in there.
and
Yeah,
they have to not
That's been a
hork
good
it
idea.
on the launch. Let's nip. There we go. That's where we want to be. We want to be right
I
here.
mean,
With the
honestly,
mayo.
the hit limiter was actually very helpful. You just got to be careful as you turn it off and get in the gear.
We just need Mr. Carr to
I
grid
just
in
need
here,
to
and we're ready to rock
put
and roll.
less throttle on. I had it pinned and it just went spin.
That's unrealistic. Less throttle.
I like this. This is a power
Yeah,
move.
that's not
Make
gonna-
them
Bro, only got
make
one
them
setting.
stew on the grid, revving their
Did you
engines
not
for
use it?
30 seconds to
Does
a
that
minute.
actually burn
That's
fuel?
the
I guess
go
it doesn't
part.
matter for a
for-
not
for a
enduro
stint.
race.
Nah,
But
nah, nah.
Mike,
He's got a tiny bladder.
there we go.
There we go.
And it's a party. We're gonna start from here, and then we'll go back out when the numbers flip. Here it goes.
Oh,
Ooh.
ooh, ooh. Okay, we're good now.
Respectable. Oh, but then
Somebody straighten me out after that.
Ooh, bonk, bonk.
Who am I riding on?
little drama.
You're a race car passenger.
Oh, look at all the marbles coming off. Oh, I love that effect. All right, so we got a little mini pack ahead.
I was driving.
And the tail
someone
end
else's
coming
car
up
for
on
a
that
minute there.
rapidly, and looks like Yelmel and Michael Carr are getting themselves sorted out, and they're back in action. Excellent. Drama detector
Hell of a
says,
lunge.
Yeah, sure.
there it
was.
is.
But you know, the race is won in the first corner.
Always. Every
That's what they
race.
say. The only time to win is the first corner.
Just go for it.
Oh, spicy already.
If people are slowing, it's because they're cowards.
They don't want to win. Not like you do. You're a
Trash
champion.
talk has begun.
Stay off it. Stay in it.
Using all of the track. Good apex. Look at that.
Who's the green and purple?
Oh, that's Conan.
Yeah, take him out.
A little bit of a rivalry here.
Overtake on.
Oh yeah, he's already on boost. He's like, get me the fuck out of here. I am leaving.
Mm-hmm. A nice countdown on there.
Well, he's in second, and he thinks that he can. Actually, I'm not 100% certain what he thinks anymore. Let's move on.
Foolish.
Whoa!
Believe that's going to
Ooh,
put
pack of
Space
four.
Peonies in
Ooh, piece of candy.
the second slot.
It's
Now,
pretty
no,
nice
he's
that
in the
first
third
lap,
slot.
and then the
Well,
second lap I
hold
come
on, it
around,
hasn't
there's
caught
rocks
up yet.
all over all the corners. I'm like,
Not
oh, God.
instantaneous telemetry.
Where did the traction go?
This should tell us what we want to know. Yeah, Space Peonies in second. It's like Dr. Gould just had some drama there. That's unfortunate. He always seems to get tagged in these despite turning in
There goes
incredible
my
laps.
race again. Cold tires and then gravel and. Wow.
Ted way out
He
in
was far
front.
from over.
Yeah, I'm
there's
gonna
a
go
lot
out on a
of-
limb here and say
And Space Peonies with basically
lot of
all the
mistakes
hounds
left
of
in this
hell
race.
right on top of him. Let's see how he holds on to this.
It
You
doesn't
count on me
help
to
that
make it.
I keep making mistakes though too.
The perspective in the synthetic rearview mirror
Just
up
make
there
less than
is
the next guy.
much
Yeah.
longer than you might expect. The perspectives in their side mirrors, which you can't see because we're only projecting one screen for you, show
Oh
them
my
much
God.
closer.
Sorry, Chris. That was a terrifying pass.
Oh, it's all good. I saw you diving.
It wasn't on purpose, man. I locked up and then just like was like, oh God, I have to go inside.
I saw. It's okay.
Speaking of going inside.
Ooh. Race control's not going to be happy with that one.
I have to wait so long on the gas out of that tight corner.
Dude, I just grabbed fourth.
I think he actually came out ahead on that
Yeah,
one.
that's what I do.
Very pretty. Little unsure on the throttle on
Oh my
that
God,
exit
so
there.
many rocks.
Yeah, turn 3 is like
Yeah, they're still on top
like a
of him.
quarry out there.
For better or for worse, this is where the party is. I believe this is also a relevant point of view.
Green numbers all around. $117, huh?
What did we say the gap was between 105 and 115?
Yeah.
So they're starting to turn in better than Formula 2 times here, which is again what
Yeah.
you'd expect for a car that's sitting somewhere between a Formula 2 and a Formula 1. Cars only do that when they're very upset. I think all of these cars are slightly upset here. Ooh.
Oh my God, Conan.
Yeah, that was not great. Not great, Bob.
Looks like we've got some differing opinions on the exact braking zone there. Oh, God, Sandblaster!
Rocks, rocks.
Everyone complained that they didn't model that. Now that they model that, everyone's like, oh, God, why?
And then why don't they send a vacuum car after it? Sweep the track.
Ooh, using all the course there. That's a dangerous little segment right there. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna let you go. just gonna let you proceed after that one.
Gonna need an after action report on that
We can be
decision.
gentlemanly about this.
Derek's gonna catch me.
He didn't leave the door open. There wasn't a door.
No, damn it!
There was definitely no door open there. I locked up and just slid into you.
Yeah, I don't know where his gloves are, man. That question comes from Drain, the most dapper of our drivers by far. Ooh. Nothing like seeing a wing sticking out onto the race surface. That's always fun. Where are we?
All right, Mike, remember, if you take out Ted, I won't ask you to machine anything for me.
Oh, we're negotiating now already.
Is that legal? Yeah, our top time here is still a 1:15.1. The consistent lap average is looking to be about $1:20 for everybody here. Everyone that's currently in contention.
Oh, I was in fourth coming onto the throttle there and spun.
It's going to cost him a bit.
Maybe even 7 seconds.
I'm reading that Conan is about 16 seconds off pace for picking it up on Ted. With 12 minutes remaining, that's a pretty substantial gap. We'll see how this goes.
Doc, stop going fast.
Everyone loves going wide through there.
$1:15.9. Okay.
The true test, of course, will be taking turn 3 up here. Where is he going to brake? Just inside the 100. Definitely generous with the overruns there. Space Punies is out in clear
So
air.
scary.
Goals is on the hunt. Coincidentally for Space Punies, so this is a good place to park for a moment. A lot of gravel. I can feel the gravel through the floor, through their actuators.
Yep.
That is so weird. Also, chapstick next time. The humidity in here has to be like 0.0%. Drain. I'm glad we can offer you the stress-free version of this experience. It wasn't that stressful, was it?
Rumble, 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 rumble.
Message retracted.
Boy,
My goodness. Next, they'll be asking me where the moderator tools are. I want to say that that's Ted and Dr. Gould fighting up there, which, gravel, gravel, gravel. Once again, we don't have a direct view on that without doing some monkeying around over on the spectator, but it's YouTube, so there aren't any. Something Nazi bar. Conan's still at 16 seconds on Ted Carter, but he is coming up on traffic that I believe is unrelated. It is definitely experience, especially if you're sawing at the wheel at 15.
I don't know how Conan manages to make it appear like every turn of his car could be the last turn that car ever makes.
Have you met Conan?
Apparently not.
Conan lives in a very, very specific reality envelope.
On your left.
That's a pass.
Oh my God! He pulls through it! What heroism! It's not a man, he's a monster.
Not the way I intended to do that one, but it worked.
Derek,
I don't know how they got through that without wheels touching. That's like...
I'm pretty sure they touched.
One of them should have been vaulted into the goddamn sun.
What is physics?
Well, I don't really need anything else out of this race. What are we doing? Oh, there's some good stuff up here. Get some of that good driving.
The hunt.
It's relevant. Wait, is it relevant? 23 off second. Yeah, no, he could take this. Chasing down the doctor. They've all gone into high concentration mode.
Not even trash talking.
7 minutes left on the clock in the second scoring race of the night.
Nice.
I just saw 114.
No shit.
I got a good lap out of that from the toe.
Look at that, 1:14.7. We are officially faster than Formula 2. In a car that is largely designed to be faster than Formula 2. We've done it. Pack it up. We're going home.
Mission accomplished.
Following along with Space Peonies because he's the one in traffic.
Fuck. Ooh.
Phew.
Not anymore.
Derek, you were really starting to worry me there.
And that's where overtakes come from. In
Dude,
the
that
misery
Furnace
of
Killer,
others.
That lefter.
You could pass it
That's
off,
my
but
race.
the reality is that point gap matters this
That's
early in the
definitely my
season,
race.
and
I mean, I'll see you in like
podium
2
points are outsized. So fighting
No,
for them
I'm
when
like
they're an
30
option.
seconds behind you now.
I mean, he just ate 2 lead
Yeah, I'll
points.
see you in 2
so
left.
There's fucking gravel on the track.
nothing but the clacks of their shifters and
Okay, I
murder.
just cleared a lot of it out.
Dude, every time I come around the corner, I'm like, what is the track going to be like over here? Scary.
Lots of gravel. Conan sitting back here in second. It looks like he's got to make up 15 seconds in the next 4.5 minutes if he wants to make this happen, which is once again Ted Carter, who isn't really known to make big mistakes when he's out in front with 4 minutes left in the race. What are we looking at here? Yep. Observe the rear view. There's something big and green sitting back there.
Ooh. Oh. So anybody got locked up and spun.
The stress got him. And the doctor moves on.
That was weird. I haven't spun on the brakes in there yet, and
It's tough with something breathing down your tailpipe.
There's
Brand
so
one.
much on this track that it's just like the tiniest
But
bit.
he's
and
not
you're-
out of contention. That is a recoverable
Yeah.
position. The reality is if we were playing with full simulator damage on, every single one of these little pips and pings would have been completely race ending for everyone here, which basically means we would have been done with the entire broadcast about an hour and a half ago. I mean, from an efficiency standpoint, that sounds great.
Yeah, more rocks. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, everybody in front of me spin out.
Question,
got red.
question is, did it cost him a position?
I was chasing Ted, and then tragedy.
4.4 behind.
I don't think it's updated. Yeah, so he's got space punis on his tail and what I'd call a 5-second gap. Just looking at the map. He's not catching Ted at this point, though, not with a minute 56 on the clock. So this party lives right here. Optimistically, I'm going to say 2 more laps.
Mm-hmm.
So the first big opportunity for something to change is going to be right up here. Smooth for everybody involved. Good exit. Looking at about a 4-second gap there. We're going to see white flags here in a second. I don't think we are going to have any positional changes at this point that aren't the result of a mistake or a tragedy.
Just looking at the mini map, everybody is pretty far distributed.
Yeah, it's just everyone's just kind of
Yeah.
equidistant here. Unfortunate.
I think I'm going to adopt the active strategy of putting more infield on the track as an attempt to make people spin.
He is spoiler in every race.
Home Alone style there.
Some asshole out there with a banana
I mean, it's
peel.
not ineffective. I've had a couple of moments because I've been like
There's our
locked
white
into
flag
the
notices.
zone, and then you come around the corner and it's just all gravel, and I'm like, oh god, the zone. But I had enough margin to
Everybody's
manage the
still
gap.
still pretty
Wow,
spread
I
out here.
Really am absolutely shocked. I had a good night with these cars. I really thought these cars were going to be a nightmare.
I'd personally be pretty fatigued with turn 3 at this point.
It is a lot of turn.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, no. Oh, but it's defendable.
Ooh.
This one's all about who's getting on the throttle first and best. Oh, my goodness.
Good job, Ted.
Damn.
Yeah, Ted had a good night.
Yeah, good job, man.
That's a hell of a drive, man. Hell of a drive.
Thank you. Wow.
I went off track at
Holds
the
it
last
together.
turn, or else that would have been
Coming around through 10.
Yeah. You had some hot laps in there.
Bold finish, but
lap
not
pushing,
enough.
And yeah, I mean, it still was a 14.2. Your best lap was a 14.2.
Yeah, 14.2. It's crazy.
No, but
That's going to be.
technically.
Well, I'm actually not even. No,
Yeah.
other than Ted winning it and Conan in second and Space Punies in third, I'm not going to clock it here. I'm actually just going to pull up the session logs and write it down for real because if I recall, the last season we tried that, we screwed things up. Oh, wrong button. I want this one. And that brings us to the conclusion of the first race, first episode, and first, second, and third races of Tonight We Race Season 2.
Very exciting racing.
I have a feeling that when we open up the lab for early practice session on Wednesdays in future weeks for this season, we're probably going to get more people. Thank you for coming out and watching. Thank you to our excellent drivers, and thank you to all drivers, past, present, and future on this project. I'd like to remind everyone that Tonight We Race is a community effort. We are driven by our people, we are buoyed by our people, and we love to see you out here. If you wish to be involved with this project in any way, shape, or form, other than hitting the soundtrack button, wow, that's way too loud. Other than hitting the soundtrack button, we would love to get you on the show. That opportunity, of course, starts in the Discord. We would love to see you remote. We would love to see you local. And at the end of the day, we just love to see you. So thank you. We're going to shut this one down, and we will see you next Wednesday, same time, same place, for episode 2 of season 2 of Tonight We Race. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Hey, I found the soundtrack button.